Hello everyone, welcome to the series of videos about Sri Rudram inner meaning. We started with Namakam inner meaning. So far we have completed Anuvaka 1 and Anuvaka 2. In this video we will start Anuvaka 3. So before we get into Anuvaka 3, let us quickly recap what we discussed in Anuvaka 1 and Anuvaka 2. So what I did, I tried to write it up front so that we can save time. So let us just quickly recap what we discussed so far, and we will start with Anuvaka 3 next. So in Anuvaka 1, we essentially started with Jiva Jagat Ishvara. We try to understand what is Jiva, the individual soul, and the Jagat, whatever we see around us, and Ishvara. Ishvara obviously is not visible to us. And then we discussed that the whole crux or the whole point of Namakam is to see Ishvara everywhere. That is the whole point. That is the whole meaning behind it. But before that, again, what we discussed about what karmas are: Sanchita karma, Prarabdha karma, and Agami karma. And we discussed that in this life, in this Janma, this Prarabdha karma is activated, and we will have to experience that Prarabdha karma. So as part of that Prarabdha karma, we will experience these ghoras and aghoras. Ghoras are all bad experiences, aghoras are all good experiences. So whenever we see any ghora, we will go through that pain, suffering, sorrow and all that. And whenever we see any aghora, it creates us pleasure, it gives us happiness, and we'll be very happy. And the whole point of Namakam is for us to transcend from these, looking at these ghoras and aghoras, and look everything as Shivam. That's the whole idea behind it. So in Anuvaka 1, what we started seeing the glorified form of Ishvara, but we started looking at his ferocious form, because whenever we see any aghora, we always think that Ishvara is punishing us. In fact, he is not punishing us, he is just setting his niyati, that order, whatever the guidelines he set, whatever the rules he set, and based on our past actions from our past lives, we will experience these ghoras or aghoras. But because whenever we see a ghora or a bad situation in life, we always see that he's punishing us, and that is why we always see that we started that Anuvaka 1 with his ferocious form, with his anger and all that, and him carrying an arrow and bow and a quiver of arrows. And then we realize that, okay, it is all because of our past actions in the past lives. In this Jarma, we have to experience it. And then we try to see his the other side of Ishvara, irrespective of what we experience, that is Shivam basically. So that we started looking at it. And then in Anuvaka 1, we started looking at how we can see Ishvara in the Jagat we see every day in our life. We were trying to understand how he is antaryami in everything, all the qualities of his omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscient, all that. So we started with sun. So every day we see sun. The minute we wake up in the morning, throughout our day, sun is helping us. Sun is the one who is giving us directions. And then we talked about trees. All the trees, we should be able to visualize tree in the form of Ishvara, and we started looking at other natural other things in the nature, like rivers, oceans, mountains, all that, all the creation of Ishvara. And not only that, we talked about us sentient beings, right? Like in the living beings, like humans and any other animals, there is a life force. And especially if you look at our human body, we have these 5 pranas, 5 upapranas, and main life force. And we talked about all these indriyas, physical organs, motor organs, and all these are controlled by Ishvara. He is the antaryami, he is the inner controller that is running the whole system inside us. And then we talked about the pasas or bondages. We talked about those 8 pasas. Not only that kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, not only that, we talked about other pasas, hatred, caste identity, race, all those are bondages. Because of those bondages, we are tied in this vicious cycle of samsara. And like when we discussed about this samsara, yes, in this transactional world, we will have desires, definitely. To fulfill that desire, we will do some action. That action will give a result. That result could be success or failure. And because of that result, we will experience. That experience can be ghora or aghora. It's a pain or sorrow when the result is failure. If it is a success, the experience will be aghora, which is like happiness and pleasure and all that. So we are in this cycle. This is nothing but samsara, and in this samsara we are stuck with these bondages, these pasas. And while we are in this vicious circle, yes, all of us will choose one of these paths, either karma path, doing all the rituals diligently every day, multiple times a day, and upasana path, worshipping multiple gods, doing a sincere, genuinely worshipping on holy days and all that, and jnana path, trying to understand Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and try to understand inner meaning of everything what we do. While we do all this, we get sucked into this vicious cycle. We are in this because of these pasas. So in the last Anuvaka, we discussed about Namo Bhavasya Hetyai Jagatam Pataye Namaha. So that is, Bhavasya means samsara, Hetyai means the one who can remove us. So we discussed we discussed that particular verse. In that verse, what we are seeking from Ishvara is, hey, can you please help us, remove us from that samsara? He is the one who put us in that samsara because of our prarabdha karma, whatever the karmas that we did in the past lives, whatever we accumulated. But we, after choosing this path, we will have to develop that detachment. That is what we discussed, vairagya. So essentially we are seeking Ishvara, please untie those bondages. That is what we discussed in the last two Anuvakas. So I just want to recap one thing, because the other day I attended bhajan. Actually, it is a Sai Satsang we do in the place where I live. Every Thursday we do this bhajan, and it's been going on for the last 20 years. It's amazing. And in that bhajan, the last song we discussed, whatever we discussed, it is there in that. We say in one of the, I'll tell you in Telugu, but then I'll translate in English. It says, Bhavabandhamulanu trunchedi namamu. So what we are saying is, he is the one who can remove us from those bondages, basically. That is one meaning. And then there is another line, it says, Vairagyamu kaliginchedi namam. So Vairagyamu kaliginchedi namam is basically, if you chant your name, it will develop the detachment. And Bhavabandhamulanu trunchedi means, if you chant your name, you are the one who can remove these bondages that we are tied with. So not only that, like several other slokas or whatever we chant in several pujas, right? See, in not only in the Thursday bhajan I was talking about, in a lot of pujas we do this Ashtottara Satanamavali, right? 108 names. In those names also, whatever we discussed, it's been discussed there. So I'll give you a few examples, right? Hrudaya Grandhi Bhedakaya Namaha. In every Ashtottara Satanamavali we talked about it. Hrudaya Grandhi Bhedakaya Namaha means the Grandhi is the knot. So basically here we are requesting Ishvara is, hey, can you remove that knot, that Grandhi? Okay, that is one thing. Gnana Vairagya Pradaya Namaha. We are seeking, hey, give me that wisdom, give me that knowledge, give me that... please get me out of that ignorance and give me that vairagya, the sense of detachment. Help me develop that sense of detachment. That is the meaning of that. Antaryamine Namaha. We talked about that. Omnipresence, omnipotent, omniscient qualities. Sarvantaryamine Namaha. We started discussing. He is everywhere. Like in our last Anuvaka, we discussed about these professions also. So we started with priests, and then warriors and farmers, businessmen, thinkers, landlords and engineers. We discussed that he is inside all these in the form of that Buddhi Chaitanyam, we call it. So that Chaitanyam, that spark, that IQ, that intelligence, whatever that person has in that profession, that is nothing but Ishvara. So Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Arupa Vyakthyaya Namaha. Arupa means formless. See, if you remember in the very first Anuvaka, we discussed about this actually. Rupa is formless actually. Vyakyaya means he will manifest in several forms. So like some people like Lord Shiva, some people like Lord Vishnu, some people like Lord Krishna, Rama, Durga, the list goes on. Achintyaya Sukshmaya Namaha. Achintyaya means he is like infinite. It is talking about pure Advaita, infinite consciousness. Sukshmaya Namaha means he is there even in the subtlest form also. So if you see this, right, see what we have been doing all these years, we are just essentially we are talking, but we are trying to understand the inner meaning. See, anytime we do any puja, bhajan, satsang or anything, there will be two reasons. One is bhautika prayojana. Okay, the other one is paramarthika. See, bhautika is material benefit. Paramarthika is the ultimate benefit. Okay, so definitely, like we discussed, yes, in this transactional world, because we have a lot of these responsibilities and duties, yes, we will have desires, we will have to go through this cycle. There is no doubt. Definitely we all have desires. So as part of that, we need to have this bhautika prayojana, which is material benefit. Whenever we do, we do any puja, satsang, yajna, homa or whatever, definitely it is kind of a kamya karma. We are seeking something from Ishvara. Hey, help me in doing this, help me in getting this, all these desires, right? Not only that, we will have to look from paramarthika also. What is the ultimate benefit we want to get? That we will get only if we try to start learning the inner meaning. If we do not focus on inner meaning, if we continue to do only from bhautika prayojana perspective only, from material benefit perspective, then we, like we discussed last time, yes, we will continue to be in these paths. Karma path, upasana, jnana, whatever we do during that moment, definitely we will enjoy that bliss. Okay, when we are doing that ritual, whatever we do, when we are doing that worship, when we are reading something, when we are trying to understand the inner meaning, that we will, during those moments we will, but again if we go back to this vicious cycle and we are in that. So if we do not focus on the paramarthika path, then whatever we do, it will become very mechanical. So that is why Sri Jaganti Garu, he liberally uses that word. He says, if we don't focus on this, whatever we do, it will become a tantu. Tantu is a mechanical process. We continue to do this and we are going here and we are doing this. So that is the, see what Namakam is teaching us is, like I said, whatever we do, whatever the Ashtotar Satnamali we have been chanting, whatever the bhajans we have been doing, whatever the Vishnu Sahasranama, Hanuman Chalisa, Lalita Sahasranama, everything, Namakam, Chamakam, all these talk about that Paramarthika Satya that we need to understand. So I just wanted to explain these because last Thursday when I attended, I was listening to those and I truly enjoyed because I was able to compare to these, whatever we have been discussing. Okay, so now let us come back to Anuvaka 3. Okay, so Anuvaka 3 is, I am going to display it here. Namah Sahamanaya Nivyadhina Avyadhininam Pataye Namaha. So here it will continue to talk about warriors again. So here Sahamanaya means the one who can restrain, the one who can control. Nivyadhina means the one who defeats the enemies. And Avyadhini means the one who beats the enemies in a very strong way. See here when we say it is all, sometimes people may think that hey, there are a lot of things that are in a negative way or in a violent way, and why are we saying that Ishvara is the chief Pataye for all these also, right? See when we see anything, right, whatever it is, good, bad, ugly or beautiful or ignorant or knowledgeable or rich or poor, whatever we see in this Jagat, that is nothing but Ishvara Chaitanyam. that consciousness we are talking about, right? So that is what we are referring to all the time. So here when we say, we need to understand the inner meaning, right? So the inner meaning is the one who can restrain, control our inner enemies. Again we are going back to these pasas. Okay, here see, that is why understanding the inner meaning is really important. See, one way to look at it is, yes, salutations to Ishvara who can restrain my enemies. Okay, whoever is coming in the form of Jagat. The Jagat could be my enemies, or Jagat could be the nature in the form of hurricanes, whatever, right? That is one way to look at it. Hey, say salutations to Ishvara, seeking his grace. Hey, help me restrain or control those enemies. That is one way to look at it. The other way is, we are seeking Ishvara. Hey Ishvara, I am tied with these pasas, these bondages. Can you, those are my enemies. Because of those enemies, I am not able to make progress. I am in this vicious circle. So help me to defeat those enemies. Help me to beat those enemies. Please, you do that. That is what it means. And the other way to see this is Nivyadhina means who shoots arrows, and Avyadhina means who is the lord of all archers. Okay, so that is the first verse. The second verse is Namah Kakubhaya Nishangine Stenanam Pataye Namaha. So here Kakubhaya means greatness. Okay, Kakubhaya means greatness. Greatness is, see, if you see Ishvara, see, here we discussed, when we discussed Anuvaka 1, he is the one who is giving us all directions, right? But here we are talking about his greatness. We can say Ishvara is Digvyapaka, Sarva Vyapaka basically, right? So look at the greatness is, look at the glory of this whole Jagat, right? Whatever we see, the wind, rain, sunlight, oxygen, everything, whatever we see, the oceans, the waves, rivers merging into the oceans, all that is creation of Ishvara. So we have to understand or embrace the fact that Ishvara is great. That is the greatness of Ishvara. That is Kakubhaya. So Nishangine means the one who walks with weapons. Okay, again, the one who walks with weapons means he is the one who is holding all these weapons to set the niyati. Okay, again, we are going back to our ghora, right? Sanchita prarabdha agami. What Ishvara is doing is, he is setting the niyati. So when we see any ghora, any bad thing, bad experience, or whatever is happening in the nature in terms of bad, that is, we have to see that it is because of some reason. Okay, that is Nishangide. Stenanam. So this is where, see, from here onwards, for the next few verses, it will start talking about thieves actually. Okay. So far we have discussed all these professions, and we discussed that in order to keep a society run, we have all these professions, and these are needed for the betterment of a society. We discussed that, hey, businessmen are needed to bring all the goods to the society. They will go to the difficult places and they'll take risks and get it. Priests are the one, they are able to understand the Vedas, they are able to interpret everything. They are able to explain it to others in terms of the right way of dharmic living and all that. And warriors they are protecting the whole society or country or whatever. We need farmers and landlords who are providing the food for everyone because of the farming they do. And we have these thinkers or strategists who will think for the betterment of the society, like what is good, what is bad, how to envision for the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And we need engineers who can build things and who can do a lot more for the society. So we discussed all these professions and we said, yes, definitely all of them have some skill. That skill is nothing but Ishvara Chaitanya, that pure consciousness, right? And now suddenly we brought thieves actually. So nobody wants thieves in a society, and it is not for the betterment of society. But the way we have to see is, yes, in any society we will have good and bad, that we cannot avoid. Even in the bad, there is something that Chaitanyam is there. Okay, that is why we say Ishvara's pervasiveness is everywhere. He is inside everything. It could be good, bad, it could be whatever. So even in them there is Ishvara Chaitanya. So but each verse, let us do it in a different way. So what we will do is we will talk about these real thieves who do all the theft and bad for the society, and then what we will do is we will talk about thieves in our transactional world. Okay, that means these are not real thieves doing the theft, like robbing some people, their property and all that, but we'll discuss about this. These are the in regular world what we see. Okay, and the next one is thieves inside self. That means inside us. And then from Ishvara perspective. So let us see from all these, or let us try. So here, what is this one is? Namah Kakubhaya Nishangine Stheranam Pataye Namaha. So we said Kakubhaya means Ishvara's greatness. And then Nishangine means the one who walks with weapons. Sthenana means we are talking about a thief with a mask actually. So we are giving salutations to a thief with a mask. So here what does it mean? A real thief is, when we talk about the society, yes, there are people who may put some mask and do some theft and all that. Okay, when they do that, yes, whether you agree it or not, there is some skill involved. That skill, Ishvara gave that skill, but unfortunately they are using it for a wrong purpose. But now if you see, right, after a theft or robbery has happened, when we call police, what they do is that policeman, whoever comes, he has to, or whoever is doing the investigation, that guy has to think like thief. Okay, he will have to think, okay, this guy must have come like that. Where did he go? He must have gone in this direction. All that, right? So the same skill, whatever this guy has been using it for a wrong purpose, the good guy who is the police is using that skill to catch that guy. Okay, so that the skill, whatever they have, is nothing but Ishvara Chaitanyam. So that is, we are giving salutations to that Chaitanyam. And this guy, because of his prarabdha karma again, he may be doing that. That is the one level of meaning. Real thieves, right? So the other way to see is thieves in transactional world, right? See, we see lot of people in our transactional world also. When I say transactional world, is a vyavaharika world, basically day to day, right? We go to office, we do our work, if we have a business, we go to our business, we deal with our colleagues, friends, family, relatives. During that also, so somebody will try to snatch something from us. Okay, I'm not talking about purely from materialist perspective. It could be related to our work, it could be related to our fame, it could be related to our anything basically, right? So when we say here thieves, it's not that people who are robbing, even during our transactional regular day-to-day work. So in these scenarios, we cannot even go to police or somebody to complain. Okay, because if somebody is trying to give us a bad name at work because of whatever they want to achieve, who are we going to go and complain? Okay, so that is the thieves, the next one. So that is also a skill, right? Even though they are not real thieves, they are doing that using the skill. They are using it for wrong purpose. Okay, Ishvara gave them that skill, they are using it for wrong purpose. Now the next level is thieves inside self, inside us. Okay, inside us also there is a thief. We also do whatever we talked about others. Okay, inside us also we sometimes we do those kind of things. So it's not that these thieves are not the only one we are talking about. So when we say these are all the thieves that are part of the society. Okay, so far we talked, see, these type of thieves will be there everywhere in these. Okay, they have their good skill, whatever they do in that profession, Ishvara Chaitanyam. On top of that, Ishvara may have given them another Chaitanyam that they may be misusing. all of us are included in this. Okay. Now the other level of meaning is Ishvara. So when we come to Ishvara, so here what we are seeking is, what we are giving salutations to Ishvara, saying that, hey, you please steal my ignorance, my these pasas basically. Okay, we are talking about, and if you see that is see, when we talked about this, Sthenanam is a thief with a mask, right? So here the very first Anuvaka we discussed that Ishvara is wearing the mask of Jagat actually. Okay, whatever we see, the Jagat is a kind of a mask actually. That is why the whole point of Namakam is start seeing everything in the Jagat, Ishvara, and then automatically that veil or that mask will be removed, then we will see Ishvara everywhere. So that is the whole inner meaning of Namakam. So here what we are saying is, we are talking about Ishvara need to steal all our bondages basically, right? Not our bondages basically, whatever the false sense of that I, mine, whatever we have, right? We are seeking, hey, can you remove all that arrogance or aham, we can call it, right? Aham and mama. Aham is I am. Mama is my, mine, all that, right? That is because of these bondages only. Okay, because of that bondages, we are stuck in this. We are not able to come out of that, and we are not able to seek a different paths into the spiritual path. So the inner meaning here is, we are asking Ishvara to steal our ignorance or avidya or these pasas, whatever we have. So that is the meaning of the second verse. Okay, let us go to the third verse. Namo Nishangina Ishidimate Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. So here Nishangina means the one who is carrying a sword, bow, arrow, and the container also, right? Like the quiver we call it. So Ishidimate is the quiver actually. So here what we are saying is, see, when we say quiver with bunch of arrows, is that is nothing but our sanchita karma actually. Okay, basically, or including prarabdha karma also. So basically, what we are referring to is, hey, salutations to Ishvara. You are the one who is carrying those weapons. Those weapons are nothing but my sanchita karma. Okay, and some of those weapons have already been activated as part of the prarabdha karma. So that is the meaning of this one. Taskarana means open thieves. Okay, so here again we are back to these thieves actually, right? When we say open thieves, see, here we talked about the thieves with masks coming and robbing and all this, right? Now this one is Taskarana means open thieves. Open thieves means they talk to us very nicely. They will be friendly with us, and they will try to rob something from us. So we see that in our day-to-day life. Okay, so essentially these two are kind of same there, because well, in real life, if you see, it is like a guy who is doing a pickpocketing, right? Like he may be friendly with you, like in a transportation, like if you are going in a bus or train or whatever, and next thing you know, your purse is gone. So those are kind of open thieves, taskarana. And if we come to transactional world, is a lot of people in our place of work or in our circle of friends or in our relatives, family. I mean, we see everywhere, right? They will be very nice with us. They will talk nicely with us. They will praise us, and behind that there will be some agenda behind that, right? So they'll steal something from us. It could be anything. Okay, so you all know what I mean. So we see in our day-to-day world. Okay, and then Inside us also again we also do that. Okay, so we are not, when we talk about these people, we are included in this also. So we also do that when we go to our place of work or in life. Multiple times we may have done that. All of us may be in these paths. We will do it very diligently. Karmic path, rituals and all, upasana, worship and all, gnana and all that. For those moments, we are very sincere. Once we are in this circle, we will become thieves. Okay, it could be those mask thief, or it could be an open thief, whatever. So inside us also that thief is there. And from Ishvara perspective, the thief here symbolizes desire, which steals peace from the heart. Shiva is the, so basically here what we are saying is same thing, right? See, he is the one who has to remove or who has to steal by he has to steal all these pasas and bondages again. That is how we have to look at it from Ishvara's perspective. Okay, so that is the next one. See, basically what it is saying here, what another way to look at is, here we have to call Ishvara as a divine thief actually. Okay, especially when we talk about this Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. He has to, here we are seeking grace and we are giving salutation to Ishvara, saying that, hey Ishvara, can you steal that false identity, whatever we discussed earlier, right? I am, mine, this is mine, all that, whatever we say, aham mama, we are seeking Ishvara to remove all the ignorance whatever we have and remove all these pasas and bondages. The next one is Namo Vanchate Parivanchate Sthayunam Pataye Namaha. So again, another way of cheating and stealing, right? Vanchate is the one who cheats occasionally. Parivanchate is the one who always cheats, or the one who cheats the cheater. Sthayunam means cheaters are house thieves actually. So we don't have to it is self-explanatory actually, right? Because vanchate parivanchate is they will they cheats occasion, the one who cheats occasionally, but it's not occasionally means we also do that. We are as part of the transactional world, and us thieves inside self, we all do that. Basically we try to trick somebody, right? We always be, because some people will come to us and say that, hey, I tricked that one to get it done. Okay, now there will be another guy who is tricking this guy. Okay, so a person A may come to us and say that, hey, I tricked him. See, basically instead of using the word I cheated him, this person will say I tricked him to get it done. And now another person B will come to trick this A actually. So we also do that. I'm not saying that we are not A and B, we are part of A and B. Okay, so that is vanchate parivanchate. Sthayuna means housewives, the one who cheats the owners actually. We see that a lot in corporate sector, and we see that when people are doing business, they all collectively start working together and they try to cheat each other. Vanchate parivanchate sthayuna. Okay, so here again what we are saying is, whatever the thieves or whatever the quality we talked about, definitely that is Ishvara's skill, Ishvara's Chaitanyam, it was given to them, but we are all using it in a wrong way. Okay, we may be all in one of these professions, but with that additional skill that was given to Ishvara, instead of using it in the right way, we always try to use it in a incorrect way or wrong way because of these pasas or bondages. Because if you see, you will see most of this in lot of areas where people try to collectively do something. Okay, it could be a non-profit organization, it could be a cultural organization, a religious organization, whatever. Even if there is an organization as part of a temple, as part of a kshetra also, people will do that vanchate parivanchate sthayunam. Okay, they will try to cheat others. This guy person will cheat this person will cheat the other person again, because all of them will have these strong pasas, strong bonds. Everybody wants to have that power, fame, all those pasas, right? Because of that, we all are in this basically. So from Ishvara perspective, what we need to do is, what we need to understand is, see, this is where little bit of we need to discuss about Advaita basically. So here from Advaita perspective, whatever we see, all this is considered as a kind of an illusion or a Maya. Okay, so here we'll come back to it in later part of our videos, but at very high level, what we are seeking here is, hey, I am ignorant, I am with this avidya because of that Maya. Okay, please remove that Maya basically. You are the one who created that Maya. Again, you are the one who gave me these ghoras, and you are the one who can remove these, give me those aghoras basically, and you are the one who can give me the Shivam basically. So here whatever we are saying is, you are the one who gave me all these pasas, bondages. You are the one who put all these knots. And again, you are the one who can remove those knots. You are the one who can help me to go in the right path. So that is what it means. So that is the verse. So I think I would stop at this point, because in the last video we continued, and it was like almost 47 minutes of video. I don't want to do very long videos, so I want to keep it as small as possible. So in the next video we will continue Anuvaka 3. Okay, thank you everyone.